Hey everyone, Logan Hertz here with Hazeltine LLC. We are continuing our series of client interviews, and today we have with us Mr. Thomas Cole. Mr. Thomas Cole is the Dean of Academics at Holy Spirit Preparatory School, and we're excited to have him with us in the studio today. Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Logan?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You want to give us a quick introduction to Thomas Cole?
Sure. Yeah. As you said, my name is Thomas Cole. I'm the Dean of Academics at Holy Spirit Prep in Atlanta, Georgia. And we met through my parish in Atlanta, St. Francis de Sales, which is administered by the Priestly Fraternity of St. Peter. And I'm also a Christendom grad. So just finished my 20th year teaching.
Wow. Wow. And I should mention Thomas is pretty sharply dressed, as you can see. Being a Renaissance man, an academic, and a philosopher, he dresses the way you would expect someone of that caliber to dress. So I don't even
Well,
try to compete with him in that front. I
certainly if
don't.
I'm going to be interviewed, you gotta look right, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you're outdressing the interviewer, which is exactly the way I want it. That's how I want it. So, so tell us a little bit about why you decided to do business with us.
Well, as I mentioned, I met you through our parish, and I think right there that gave me a certain degree of confidence in terms of where you were coming from and how you would approach things. Um, and initially, I really appreciated you giving your time to sort of explain to me some different aspects of personal finance and financial things. So this really actually started not so much as me knocking on the door looking for help or some sort of aggressive recruiting on your part. It started as a conversation, kind of a conversation about some different, as I said, financial theories of personal finance. And you were very patient, especially in explaining the infinite banking concept, and that led one thing to another to sort of a professional relationship.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I really appreciate hearing that. Um, I know that I will say that Thomas is a very cerebral figure, as you might imagine. So he wants to understand things philosophically, which is important. That's very important, so that you understand what solutions we're putting in place, why we're putting it in place, but have the framework for interpreting it. First of all, it's not to your point, it's not like a product sale, right? It's broader than that. So tell us a little bit about your experience with Hazeltine.
Well, as I said, I mean, it started with a conversation, which I really appreciated. And I was particularly appreciative of your patience, kind of working through questions. Um, I have a tendency to move slowly, for better or for worse, right? As I'm trying to understand it and trying to juggle everything going on, I'm sometimes a bit deliberative, and I appreciated the fact that um, you were patient, right? And worked through the particular questions, gave me time to sort of let things percolate and let me do a little bit more homework before I was ready to do this or that. So I particularly appreciated that. And over the years, it's developed into, I think, a really fruitful relationship of you, especially helping in those immediate areas where I felt like I needed to shore up aspects of the personal finance, while at the same time educating me in some of these larger concepts or questions, things I'm not necessarily sure I'm ready to adopt in every aspect, but I feel much more informed and have food for thought for future plans. I'm speaking generally here, but
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that Thomas is not currently an infinite banking client,
right.
because obviously, while that is my focus, the infinite banking concept, but there are other things that we offer. There are other things that we do around that. And quite frankly, a lot of other things are simpler than infinite banking. So if you
Mhm.
can do infinite banking, there are other things that you can do. So I did want people to know that even if you want something more basic, you're just looking for standard financial solutions, that's something we can help with as well. And we don't compromise on providing the education, right? To your point.
Right. Yeah, and I can give an example. Going through the infinite banking concepts and looking at different forms of insurance and how they can be used. I was not ready to make that leap, but you were very helpful in assisting me in what short term I did need. So this materialized in the form of a term policy, but it was a convertible term policy. So I appreciated that you found a way both to kind of address the immediate need that I had, but also gave me that room to continue to ponder and percolate something like the infinite banking concept because it is convertible. So kind of got the foot in the door with that possibility for the future, but without, I think, undue pressure or sacrificing the short term needs. So I really appreciated that balance that I think we were able to strike there.
Yeah, yeah. The more I go in this business, the more I love convertible term because it keeps all your options open, right? Gives you the coverage that you need, but then at the same time, because of that conversion privilege, you have the opportunity to do a lot of other things on a guaranteed basis, right? Without underwriting, right? And of course, as I'm sure you know, even if one is not interested in the infinite banking concept, because of that conversion privilege, you've locked in your insurability. So you have options no matter what happens to your health, which people don't believe me when I say this, but sometimes things do happen to your health. It does happen. I know most people believe that it's not possible, it will never happen to them, but it does happen, shockingly, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I ponder that every time I'm in a car or an airplane. I mean, we're fragile things. It takes very little for something to go terribly wrong. So it's good to be prudent and good to be prepared.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So before I give you the opportunity to, I know, to promote some of the wonderful things that you're doing, is there anything you want to say just in closing about your experience so far?
oh well, gratitude, Logan. I really appreciate all your time and, as I said, your patience and willingness to explain things, especially to someone who this is not the particular field of expertise. It's not an area that I spend a lot of time necessarily normally digging deep into. I'm not a finances guy. Even at my own school, as I note to people, if it has a dollar sign in front of it, I'm really not the one to talk to. It's just, you know, books, papers, that sort of thing. That's my area of comfort. So your patience and solicitude in helping me work through these things and helping to identify area of need, I've really appreciated. So thank you for that.
Excellent. Excellent. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. So let's get to your area of expertise now. I know that you are a brilliant academic, you are a philosopher, you are extremely well read and intelligent. And you want to tell the audience a little bit about some of the endeavors you have going on that you want to promote.
Okay, well, first of all, I think you've kind of overblown this, but
No,
I
no,
am
no,
the
no, no, not at all.
yeah, you have. I think I know me, but I am the dean of academics at Holy Spirit Preparatory School, which is it's an independent Catholic school in Atlanta, Georgia, K through 12. So my day to day there is in helping craft curriculum, in managing faculty, and so if you're looking for a Catholic classical education in the Atlanta area, I would encourage you to look up Holy Spirit Preparatory School. I'd love to shout out our parish, St. Francis de Sales. I said it's a parish of the Archdiocese of Atlanta, administered by the Priestly Fraternity of St. Peter. So it's a great place to find beautiful liturgy and Catholic Orthodoxy. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out my alma mater, Christendom College in Front Royal, Virginia. So I owe a lot of my own intellectual formation. Met my wife there. Eternally grateful to what the folks at Christendom have done. So I think
Yes,
that's
and Thomas, you are also a father, correct?
this is correct.
Husband and father. And yeah, I also so obviously been to St. Francis de Sales, a wonderful parish. I'm not as familiar with Holy Spirit, obviously, never having gone there. I'm somewhat familiar with Christendom more through the founder of Christendom is Warren Carroll, who, if for
Yes.
those of you who don't know, Warren Carroll is, in my opinion, one of the greatest Catholic historians out there. If you like history, and you like reading history from a Catholic perspective, Warren Carroll's books are, I think, phenomenal. I love his writing.
Yeah, I think he's a great storyteller. I think that was a particular gift that he had was telling the story. So his books, they're relatively easy reads. Sometimes more academic histories can be a bit dry, but I think he does a good job in letting the story come out, which is one of those things I've tried to do in my own classes. Kind of an interesting tidbit, the last class that he ever taught at Christendom, I had the opportunity to take. So
Wow.
I was a
Wow.
sophomore. Um, that may have been the first elective that I took because at Christendom you have a lot of core classes the first couple years. So I was able to take that opportunity. He had retired. Actually, he had retired as president and had retired generally and kind of came back to do this as a last hurrah. So I was able to slip in and take that class. So it's probably
Excellent.
wasted on a college sophomore, but even at the time, you get the opportunity to take a class from the founder of your institution. It's, oh, this seems like
Yeah.
it's worth doing.
Yeah. Warren Carroll is phenomenal. I don't know if I've read all of his books, but I've probably read most of them. He's excellent. So very good. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for your time and for your business. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to continuing a fruitful relationship. We will include some links below if you want to check out Holy Spirit Prep, if you want to check out Christendom College of St. Francis de Sales in Mableton. If you want to connect with Thomas, we'll include his LinkedIn profile as well. So, Thomas, thank you so much for your time and business. We greatly appreciate it, and God bless.
Logan, thank you very much. I appreciate it.